Murray Show, a real estate show, New Jersey style, or today, North Carolina style. Today's discussion point is this the end of New York City? Is this the end of the New York City market? Has COVID and everything else going on really chased people out of the metro area, out of the city proper, into the suburbs? Now, my focus is on the Jersey coastline, the Gold Coast, and I can tell you that the good news for people in Hoboken and downtown Jersey City and Weehawken and Edgewater and all of those towns are that people from New York think of that as the suburbs. So that's really the suburbs is, for them, Hoboken and downtown Jersey City. Unless they have a family and they're already thinking about heading on out to places in Bergen County, in Essex, Morris, Union County, all of the towns that we cover in the to the burbs seminars, that most people coming from Manhattan, they don't have a family yet, and this is like a first stop for them. If they see it as Hoboken, Jersey City, and then California. If they had to draw a map, it would be, okay, it's Manhattan, and then there's a river, and then it's like, there's Hoboken there, like 1,000 miles away, and then there's California, pretty much just on the backside of, Hoboken, Jersey City, with like some suburbs dotted in. So for most people, that's what's happening. And what does that mean for the future? Well, what it really means is that people are going to leave New York, but somebody's going to fill that gap. People are always leaving New York. Whoever's economy in the world is strong, they buy New York. Everybody always buys New York. So that always has a cachet to it. It's got a great, strong economy. As this COVID thing moves itself out, people are going to continue to want to come back to the city, and it's the city that never sleeps. It's the city. I've been to a lot of places across this country, and there's no place quite like it. If you like the energy and the vibe, and there's just people drawn to it like no other place that they're drawn to. So that's going to happen. And then there is going to be some exodus from that city center into the burbs like Hoboken and Jersey City. So that's today's discussion point. Is this the end of New York City? I think it is not the end of New York City. But certainly going to be some morph there. But, if you're in one of the burbs, I think that you're going to see more people coming to Hoboken, more people coming to Jersey City, more people going to towns that we cover in the Burb Seminar. This is Brian Murray with today's discussion point. Today's hot topic, it's like every other week's hot topic. How's the market? How is COVID affecting the market? How is the shutdown affecting the market? How is the reopening affecting the market? How is New York affecting the market? How is Jersey affecting the market? Some people consider it good news, bad news. It's just news. There's no emotional attachment to it. We'll analyze some of the numbers, and so what I think is pretty positive is the fact that in the last 23 days, today's June 23rd, that there's been 60 contracts in Hoboken in the last 3 weeks, and there's been 35 in Jersey City. Now, in a peak market, you might see somewhere between 90 and 100 contracts for a June timeframe in a normal spring for, say, a Hoboken, and somewhere around 60 or so for Jersey City. So the fact that we're starting to gain some momentum is really a good thing. Now, in the last 30 days or in the last 3 weeks, we've seen about half of the almost 300 condos in Hoboken come on the market. So now everybody's rushing into the market. So if we sat with, say, 150 properties for sale in March and April and May, and it started to creep up in May, in the last essentially 3 weeks, 150 properties came on the market. Now, 60 have come off, and that's kind of where you leave it as a net. And in Jersey City, about 100 have come on, so almost half have come on in Jersey City in the last 3 weeks. So sellers are ready to go. They're putting their home on the market. They've been sitting. They've been waiting from March to April to May to now it's June. It's like, hey, the shutdown, the slowdown is easing. Let's get our home on the market. Let's move on to our next place. Let's get a bigger place. Let's move to the suburbs. The challenge has been that New York just reopened 2 days ago. They're mentally not in the same place that New Jersey has been. We've always been open for real estate, even though it's been slower in terms of volume. Uh, but New York was a full stop, and now they're just turned the spigot on 2 days ago. Those buyers still have to come over here. They can't take the ferry yet. So now they need to take the path. Well, the path is, some people are not comfortable with it. So are they taking the bus? Some of them are. And are they Ubering or driving over here? Yes, they are. But that mental hurdle still isn't over yet for a lot of those New York folks. And you're going to start to see that ease up just like it did in New Jersey. It's a process. It's a few week process to kind of get over the fact that, oh wow, things are starting to get a little bit back to normal, and you're going to start to see those buyers come, which will start to fulfill some of those homes that are on the market, in my opinion. Just even in terms of where we are with inventory, a neutral market might be 5 to 6 months of inventory, where a buyer's market is 6+ months. We're looking at 3.75 months of inventory in Hoboken and 4.7 months of inventory in Jersey City. So still pretty much a seller's market, starting to become a little bit more neutral. But we just went through a period of many years where you had 1 to 2 months worth of inventory on the market. So 3 to 4 months seems like a giant pile of inventory, but it really isn't. So how's the market? That's really how the market is. It's not good. It's not bad. It's actually moving. It's actually acting and behaving the way you would expect as we start to come out of the shutdown. This is Brian Murray for today's Hot Topic. The good, the bad, the ugly, known as good, better, best in these times, um, because we do want to focus on positive news. The good is that here in New Jersey, restaurants are reopening. They've opened, at least outdoors, and they're going to be reopening indoors soon, so that we can get some sense of community back together and people socially distancing, socializing. Um, Better is that, hey, where it's the summer and pools are going to start to be reopened, so that we can get, again, a sense of normalcy, a sense of, hey, if we didn't have pools and restaurants in the summertime, it takes away from the quality of life, and that would be a challenge, as we've just come through a period where we haven't really been um, together, and in a period of real struggle for a lot of people. So that's the good, the better. The best is that summertime is also a time where a lot of people take vacations, and they can get a sense of perspective and maybe some of their sanity back. That's certainly what I'm doing here today. As you can see behind me, there's a lake. I'm fortunate enough to get away a little bit and see some trees and a lake and all of the. I saw a heron the other day, and my kids caught some fish, and they did not eat them. They put them back in the lake, even though they were big enough to eat. We saw a fox the other day, so it just changes your scenery, and the sanity of the summertime is great. So that when we do get back to the city, you're ready, you're fired up. You can deal with whatever gets thrown at you, because a lot of things do get thrown at you here in the city. So, my inspirational quote comes from none other than John Lennon, who was a resident of New York City. As we were talking about the city, is it going to survive? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be worse? John Lennon said it best, and he was actually in the city in the late '70s, where it was a dirty place. It was a grimy place. It wasn't the place that a lot of people know today with just the glitz, and it was a little bit more hard scrabbled in a lot of places. And John Lennon said, "I regret profoundly that I was not an American and not born in Greenwich Village." It might be dying and there might be a lot of dirt in the air that you breathe, but this is where it's happening. It's where it's happening. It's where it's always going to happen. So, a lot of faith in New York. This has been the Brian Murray Show. Appreciate you watching. All of the episodes of the Brian Murray Show can be seen at themurraypropertygroup.com on my blog there. If you liked any of the information, please follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Give me a shout out. I do appreciate that. Send me a question, a comment. I will answer them. And if there's anything that you disagreed with in the show, please reach out to me directly, and I'll show you why you're wrong.